So in this section, we'll create a smart form to display tabular data in a tabular format. Okay. So we'll design a sample layout first. So here I wanted to display the logo. Some logo. As I said, you can use conditions to display the logo, depends on the company. And here we'll display the or we'll display the company address or customer address. Okay. And here we'll display sales orders created for this customer. Okay. So let's display the sales orders created for that customer in a tabular format. So table should have a header. For example, SO number, SO item, and the material. And here we'll display the values. Whatever the values available, we'll display here. And at the end, if you want, you can display some terms and conditions using standard text. Okay. So this is our requirement. So this is a custom print requirement, right? So the customer wanted to take printouts of these transactions or sales orders created by each customer. Okay. So one customer might have multiple transactions, right? So that's why we are going to create a table where we can display the data in the tabular format. Now to design this, what is required? So this is the layout, and to display this layout or to print this layout, what is required? How can you print this layout? Tell me steps to print this layout, steps to design and print this print layout. What is the first step?
We need to do SmartForms. We need to
Yeah,
create the windows.
first design the smart form. Second step,
You need to create the window.
yeah, part of SmartForm. Okay, part of SmartForm designing, creating windows and everything. So once the SmartForm design is completed, create the driver program to pass the input data and print the form, right? So inside the driver program, you know how to call the SmartForm. What are the steps you need to follow, right? So to pass these inputs to the driver program, how we can pass inputs to the driver program? Sorry, how we can pass the inputs to SmartForm from driver program? How to pass? By using SmartForm function module importing parameters, right? Or table parameters, correct? To pass the inputs to the SmartForm. So what is the data we wanted to display? Sales order data, right? Sales order data might contain data from multiple tables, right? Not only from single table. VBAK, VBAP, and if you want to display the sales order material text, you need to select data from MAKT. And if you want to display the delivery details, what are the delivery related tables? What are the delivery related tables for sales order? LIKP,
KP and LAPS.
LIPS or delivery tables, right? Delivery details will be available in LIKP and LIPS. So once the sales order is created, once the customer ordered something, a sales order will be created, right? So to deliver that material to the customer, right? Delivery records will be created with expected delivery date, right? There are many things in the delivery data, right? Sales order number is different, delivery number is different. Please observe. Sales order number is different, delivery number is different. But if you observe the field names in LIKP and LIPS, so observe the field names in VBAP, this is like sales order item data. What are these? VBELN, POSNR for sales order document number and item number. Let's go to LIPS. LIPS is the delivery line item data. Delivery item data. Now, what are the fields we have here?
Bubbling personal.
But are these the sales order numbers and sales order item?
No, sir.
No. Field names are same in LIPS table also. Field names are same, but these if you enter the sales order number, it won't accept because these are not sales order numbers. These are delivery number and delivery item number. Okay. But how can you link sales order number and delivery number? Sales order number and corresponding delivery. Let me open that also. In VBAP, field names are same VBLN and POSNR, but these are sales document and sales document item. In LIPS, these are delivery
Delivery.
and delivery items. Now, what is the link between sales order data and delivery data, corresponding delivery data? Scroll down.
Date, sir.
No, date is not the one. VGBEL and VGPOS. So these are the sales order header number and item number in LIPS table. If you want to link both LIKP sales order number tables and sales order delivery tables, how to write a join like this. How to join sales document data and delivery data? VBAP then equal to LIPS VGBEL and VBAP equal to
It's a personal,
sorry, no, in
personal.
VBAP the field name is Postner. Sorry, you're right, yeah,
DBAP personal.
you're right. Like this you can join sales order header data or sales order data with the delivery data, corresponding delivery records. When you need to select delivery data, you have to write join like this. Okay, because this is the relation. Okay, maybe let's check is there any foreign key available. Foreign key is not available for this, but this is the relation. Okay, let's try. Let's display some records in LIPS. So there are multiple delivery records. Select one delivery 804. There are two items. Display. Where is that field? Maybe we'll scroll. Is this the one? Go to settings, user parameters. Instead of field labels, we'll use field names, technical field names. VGBEL, VGPOS, right? Let's take this one sales order number, copy this sales order number and go to VBAP table, enter here, not found. Check 12. We cannot guarantee the availability of same sales order number in VBAP because there is no foreign key relationship, right? So the validation should be handled inside the standard program when it is creating the delivery record, right? To populate the sales document number, the validation should be handled inside the standard code. If you observe this is the sales order for this delivery. Which one? This delivery. What is the delivery number for sales order number 12? This one, ending with 004. This is the delivery number, right? If we want to find delivery number created for this sales document number, what you need to do? We know the sales order number, and if you want to find the delivery of that sales order number, so this is the join condition. You will get all the delivery records created for that sales order number. Okay. Clear? Don't confuse. In both VBAP and LIPS tables, the field numbers are common, VBLN and POSNR. But in LIPS, they are not sales order numbers. VBL and POSNR, they are delivery number and delivery items. Right? Please keep that in mind. When you are writing joins, don't join VBAP VBLN with LIPS VBLN because you are not going to get any data because both are different. Okay? So from this scenario, what you can understand, the same field names doesn't mean that data is also same. Okay? Depends on the table and depends on the scenario, the values might differ. Right?
Yes.
So for this
Sir,
requirement, yes,
BGPL and another field is there. The data element should be same, sir, for Babylon and Posner.
I think so. Data elements are same. Let me check.
Same only, sir.
Data elements are different, but length, data type and length are same. Okay, but data elements are different. That's why even you cannot assign a foreign key relationship, right?
Yes, sir.
These are like free text, no validation in the table level. We have to write validations in the program level before saving the sales order number in these fields. Now go back to our program. Now we'll select data from VBAK, VBAP and MAKT tables and we'll display it in the tabular format. For that, to select the required data, required fields data, what we need? What we need? We need a structure, right? With group of fields from different tables. First, we'll create the structure. That is the first step in designing the object. We'll take fields from three different tables. For example, first we'll take fields from VBAK. Go to data type. Let's take this structure name, create the structure. First one is sales order number. Component type is this. Since it is not allowing in the cloud version, the standard data elements in the custom structures, what we need to do? Customize this structure, customize this data element, create a custom data element for this. So enter the data element name and click on copy, Z demo VBLN underscore VA, continue. Now I am going to use a proper package. Now I'm going to create a transport request for this data element. It's an enhancement or implementation. I'll create this first transport request for all data dictionary objects. Activate the data element. Use of domain VBELN is not permitted. Okay, even it's not allowing the domain. So we need to customize the domain also, or go to built-in type, use char 10. Okay, it is not even accepting the parameter. Remove the parameter. Parameter ID, right? You know what is parameter ID. So activate it. I think it's maintained in German. Sales order. Activate this. So in that case, we have to customize domains also. Now copy this data element and provide the custom data element here. And what is the next field in VBAK? That is, will display customer, or okay. We don't need to display the customer in tabular format, but we'll display the transaction details. Let's go to VBAK. Customize or create custom data element for POSNR also. Your event domain. Save in a package. Save it. And which transport request I have to save? The transport request which is created for data dictionary objects. I've already saved one domain, one data element, and select the same transport request for next data element also. Don't create separate transport request. Change it. It's not accepting the parameter ID in custom objects. So go to data type. Maybe we'll go with the built-in data types. But when we remove domain, what will happen? So the properties like value tables, ranges, you cannot use those features. And the case sensitive option. So provide the data element name, and then what is the next field we want? Material, type. So what is our program requirement? Print form requirement to print all the sales orders created for a particular customer. Material is completed. Now what next? We'll display the net price. We'll display the net price and unit, currency unit. Okay. So it's not allowing, right? We'll customize this one also. We'll create a custom data element for net price also, because standard data element is not allowing. Copy. Save in the package and use the same transport request which we created for data dictionary objects. Anyway, we'll use built-in type currency 15 decimals, yeah, decimals 2. So activate this.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, in real time also we need to customize the data elements.
In cloud versions, actually in on-premise versions, right? You don't need to do this.
Okay, okay.
So in cloud versions, there is a limitation. They have installed this cloud instance in this server. That's why it is not allowing us to use standard data elements for custom structures. Okay.
Yes,
In
okay,
general, you don't need to create custom data elements in non-premise versions. Just use the standard data elements available.
okay.
Okay. Now unit, currency unit, WEARK. Please remember, for currency and quantity fields, we have to provide a reference, the reference structure, reference field. So assign to the same transport request. So use built-in type instead of the standard domain, or again you need to create a custom domain. If you don't use okay, parameter, so it's not accepting the parameter also. So these limitations are only for cloud versions. Okay. First try with the standard data elements. If they are not working, then only do this. Creating custom data elements. Not active. Why it is not active? Because it is inactive. Enter. Save it. Save the structure. In the same package, save and assign to the same transport request which we created for data dictionary objects, because all the data dictionary objects are dependent objects for your SmartForm and driver program. Without these data dictionary objects, right, your program and SmartForm is not going to work. So for that reason, so assign all these kind of objects to one transport request. First release this transport request to test system before going to release your program and form changes. First, your data dictionary changes should be imported to test system, or create one single transport request for all the objects and transport at once. Okay. But in these days, the recommended approach, right? Add your all transport requests, data dictionary objects to one transport request and the rest of the objects to separate transport request, so that you can make sure that there is no dependency. For example, if you miss to transport one domain or a data element which you have created to the test system, right? Because of that missing domain, your entire program or form is not going to work in test system. So Matner also it's not allowing. Okay, for now, for this I'll take some built-in char 40 material number. Now for currency, right? We have a currency field here. For currency field, we have to provide the reference unit in currency and quantity fields. What is the reference table for currency? We have a standard table, I think. What is the standard table for currency codes? I don't remember. Or just go to the standard table, go to VBAP and go to currency and quantity fields tab. What is the reference structure? Reference field, same field itself. VBAP, WERK is the reference field. This is currency key. This is currency value and this is key. What is the key? INR, USD, Singapore dollars, right? Provide that reference here. That is mandatory. Whenever you have a currency and quantity fields in your table or a structure, provide the reference. VBAP, or you can also take reference of this same structure field. Check now. Currency and quantity. Whenever you have a currency and quantity, this is required. This is not permitted. Okay, let's try. What is the check table for WERK? Or maybe check the foreign key. TCORC is the master table for currency codes. So we'll use this TCORC WERS as a reference field for currency key. Let's check this. Oh, standard table again, it's not permitting. Let me try the structure field itself. Okay, so I'm taking the reference of the same structure field. Okay, but if you don't maintain this field, you cannot use this reference. Okay, whenever you are using currency value or quantity value, use corresponding reference. Okay, do you want me to add quantity also? Let me add quantity also. VBAP, what is the quantity field? MENG or something, right? Yeah,
MEIN.
mains is unit. This is a unit.
Okay, okay, sir.
Okay, but what is the value? Currency, sorry, what is the quantity? We'll check the data. Or anyway, I'll show you here. Go to currency and quantity fields. So here we have ZWRT, target value for outline agreement in document currency, target quantity in sales unit, that is ZMENG. For ZMENG, what is the reference unit? ZIEME, this one. This is the unit. Unit means kg, liter, km, like that. So this is the value. ZMENG is the value, and ZIEME is the unit. If you say 100, there should be some reference unit, right? What is 100? Is it kg? Is it liters? For that we use reference unit. Okay, so you guys can try that. Similarly, how we do it for currency and currency fields, it is also same way. You have to provide the reference fields. Let me activate the structure. So my structure is ready. Now design the smart form. So tell me one thing. Do we need to print data in tabular format or a single record?
Tip.
Tabular format, right? So what is the available option? Sorry. What are the available options to pass the tabular data as input for the function module? How can you pass internal table data as input to the function module?
Creating table type.
Creating table type and providing that reference in importing parameter. That is one way of doing it. What is the other way? Defining in tables. In function module, we have a parameter tables, right? Use tables, but tables is obsolete, outdated. So that we'll create a table type for this. For example, we'll take like this. ZT demo sales. We'll create it. Create a table type. Provide the line type as structure name. Save it in the same package and in the same transport request. Table type is also a data dictionary object, right? Activate it. Now my table type is ready. Now go to the smart forms. So first let's check what is our layout. So here we are displaying the sales order transactions. In the header level, we are displaying the customer details also, right? For example, customer name and customer address. For that, what is the table for customer details? Customer master data.
AD.
ADRC.
ADRC.
KNA1. For customer
Oh,
master data,
yes, sir.
KNA1 is the customer master table. And in customer master table, you can find the address number, ADRNR. Using that address number, where can you find the address data? In ADRC table, right? So to find the customer address, what is the join? Your join condition will be like this. For example, when you have a requirement to find the customer address. Okay. For that, first you need to know the customer master data, that is in KNA1. In KNA1 table, you can find the address number of the customer. By using that address number, you can find address in ADRC table. Okay. This is a join condition. Or in smart forms, you have a address window, right? Address element, right? If you provide the address number, it will automatically display the address of the customer. Okay.
Yes.
Now create the smart form. So what are the dependent objects for this smart form? Structure, table type, and the custom data elements what we have created. These are the dependent objects, right? As of now. Go to form interface, define the inputs for the smart form. What are the inputs for the smart form? Customer data, for example, uh, im underscore kna1. You can create a structure for the required fields. For example, customer name and customer address number. Maybe address number is not required to find the customer name, right? Where can you find the customer name? In kna1 table. I'll take the direct table reference, right? But you guys create a structure with required fields. Okay, sorry, type kna1. This is for header data, header level data, to print data in the header like customer number, customer name, and the customer address. Because the customer is unique here, but customer transactions are multiple. That's why I'm taking a structure, not table type.
Sir, that is KNA1
Ah,
also.
right,
That's
right. Yes, yes. KNA1. Yes. Okay. Now, what are the other details we need? We need sales order transactions, right? For that, we have created a structure. I'll take like this IT underscore sales type. What you have to provide? If you provide a structure name, it will work as a work area. Instead of structure name, what you need to provide? Table type.
table.
ZT demo sales form. Okay. So like that, you can define any number of importing parameters. Depends on the data what you need to display in the form. Okay. Next one, tables is not required because we are using table type here. If you are using if you are not using table type, what you need to do? Define one parameter like here IT underscore like the structure name, not the table type name, the structure name. Okay, use it like this because we are not using this because it's obsolete, outdated concept. We are using importing parameters with table type. Clear? Is it optional or mandatory? It is mandatory. That's why I'm not selecting optional checkboxes. Both customer data and sales data are mandatory. Now, what is the next step? Inputs are completed. What is the next step? Design the form. Go to form painter. So sales data is an internal table like structure, right? Sales data is an internal table like structure, right? Go to global definitions first and create one local work area here. For example, ls underscore sales type. Associate type take structure, not the table type. Take the structure. Okay. In global data, create one work area. You can also use WA, but I am using LS here as a name as the naming convention. Okay. And do we have any currency and quantity fields in our structure? Do we have any currency and quantity fields? We have, right? We have
Yes.
currency and quantity fields in our structure, right? So what are the currency and quantity fields? If you have any such fields, currency and quantity fields, you have to provide that reference here. Whenever you have currency and quantity fields in your structures, go to currency and quantity fields in global data. What is the field name? This is not related to table, But whenever you have a currency and quantity fields, you have to provide that reference here. So we have NETWR. What is the reference field for NETWR? WERKS, right? What is the data type? Currency.
Correct.
This is the field name and this is the reference field name. This is the value and this is the unit. Now go to Form Painter. So whenever you have a currency or quantity fields in your structure, provide that field and the reference field and select the data type. Okay. Go to Form Painter. A main window is automatically created. I will change the description. Now tell me, so where is our sample layout? Now tell me, what are the windows for each data? What is the window we need to create for customer data?
Second,
Secondary window is enough. For logo,
second window,
secondary window. For transaction sales order data,
prime deal.
which one? Main window. Because depends on the number of records. It might print in one page or it might print in two pages also, right?
Yes, sir.
If the first page is not enough, so that it should automatically expand to the next page. That's why we need to create these transactions in main window. Now I'll quickly create this form. So this is the main window. So I'll create one secondary window here. So this is to print the customer details. For example, customer number and customer name example, right? For this, I'll rename customer. Create one window for logo. I'll place that logo on the right side. Now I've created the windows. Now let's go to the customer tab. Sorry, right click, create text. Customer number should be dynamic, right? Whatever I'm passing from the driver program, that should be printed here. Go to the editor, text editor. Customer is a text, hard-coded text. Now the dynamic value. What is the structure we have taken for customer data? IM underscore KNA1, right? In the importing parameters.
Yes, sir.
Hyphen, Kunar. The next line, print name. I think name one, as I remember, or we can change it later. So these two are enough. The customer header data. So this data is coming from KNA1 table. Go back. So these two are the dynamic values and these are the text, label text. Now create the logo. Create for logo what we need? graphic.
Traffic.
Provide the graphic name. Select the existing one. Select the existing graphic. Search first. Z demo logo. I'll select this. So logo is also completed. Save this. I'm saving the form now, or maybe you can save at the end, but it is always recommend to save for every few minutes. Okay, right? So if you are working in some customer systems are not stable, sometimes they used to disconnect. There might be some network issues, right? And you designed almost 80% of the form, and there is some issue and disconnected from the server. What will happen? And you did not save yet. You need to start from beginning. Log in again and start from beginning. Okay, that's why save the form for every few minutes. Do we need to save it in the data dictionary objects transport? No. Create a separate transports for the smart form. Task is the same. It's an enhancement, and transport request number 2. Form objects. Save it. There is a typo. We can correct that later. So I've created a new transport request for development objects. Right? I saved the form. Now, uh, customer details are completed. Logo also completed. What is the next step? Transaction details, right? For that, what we need? Create table. We need to display the data in tabular format, right? This is very important. Please observe. Now we are designing the table. This is the width. What is the width you want? Depends on the requirement. You can increase or decrease the width of the table. This is the color. In which color you wanted to display the table, right? So I'll select this, or you can also select whatever the color you want. Now what is the next step? You wanted to display the table with the boxes, then go to pattern, this one, with separated lines. Here we are going to select the table design. In which design you want? I will select this boxed format. Select this. This is the second step. Now go to details. Go to details. So here it is very important. Please observe. Here we have table width in centimeters. How many centimeters? By default it is populating 16, right? It is populating 16 lines, and I'll change the line type name. Or you can also keep as it is, but I'm changing it to line name. Line underscore name. Now what is the total width available for this table? 16 centimeters, right? What are the number of rows we need to display in our table? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 5. So what is the width you are going to assign for each field? So 5, like here you can see the table 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can scroll. You can see more columns. Okay? You can see more columns here. Now, what is the total width provided? Or maybe I'll
16.
change it to some 18. I'll change it to 18. as per my requirement. Now column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now tell me what is the width you want for, you need to divide this total width for all these 5 columns. First one is sales order number. I'll take 4 centimeters for first one, 4 centimeters for second column, that is maybe 4 centimeters for third column, and 4 centimeters for fourth column. 4 fours,
2, sir.
16 completed, 2 left.
16
2 more.
completed. We'll reduce the size. 3, we'll take 3 centimeters for item number. What is the remaining width? 4,
3
4,
sir.
8, 3. We'll give
3, sir.
we'll give 3 for unit. For unit 3 is enough, right? Just it will display INR, USD like that. 3 centimeter space is enough, right? Now I've divided this total width into 5 columns. Okay, clear? If you want more columns, 6, 7, 8, click on here, right? And divide the width, total width into 6 columns or 7 columns. Okay, use these arrow marks for more columns to display, because here we have only 5 columns. That's why we have entered values for width for only 5 columns. Okay, clear? If you have 6 columns, click on this and enter the width, right? Now we have designed the table width. Where can you find these options? Table is wider than window. What it is saying? The table width is wider than window. Maybe if you want, you can adjust or you can increase the, go to the form and increase the width of the window. Click on the table. Now I have increased the window of width of the main window, or keep the main window as it is and reduce the size of this. I'll make this as 16. And I have to remove 2, right? I'll make it 3, and also I'll make it 3. Okay, so now go to the table, go to the table painter. So we'll adjust the window width later. Next go to data. Next go to data tab. Now what you need to provide here, the importing table name. What is the importing internal table name? Go to form interface, IT sales. Double click on the table and data. Into which one? We have created one work area, right? Here, LS sales. Just like loop, what we are writing in programs, right? Looping into work area to display it in the table record by record. If you want to limit number of rows, you can give here. From which row to which row you want to display, or you want to add any condition, you can add here. For example, bookers equal to some 100, so that data will be filtered from the internal table. Clear? Now we have designed the table and we have provided the data internal table which contains the records, actual records, and we have provided the work area to loop those internal table records. Now go to header. First design the header. Right click on the header, create table line. Now select the table line which you have already created, line name which you have created in the first step. Select line name. So how many cells it is automatically populated? 5 cells because we created 5 cells. We divided the width into 5 different cells, right? Now you can rename this if you want. This one as SO number. This one as SOITEM item. This one as material. Like that you can rename the columns. Next one price. Next one unit. You can rename these cells. Now what you need to display in the header? This one, right? Header text. Header text. So create the header text here. First one, go to sales order number, create text, type SO number, that's it. Go to item, create text. Here we are designing the headers, please remember, header text. For this, SOITEM item, go to material, create the text, create text, price, create text, unit, currency unit. I'm taking it as currency. Now my header design is completed, right? My header is ready. Now what is the next step? We need to populate the values to the table, right? For that, where you need to do that? In main area. Go to the main area, right click on the main area and create a table line. Select the table line. This one we designed in the first step. Now if you want, rename these cell names. Here what you need to print? The dynamic values, right? Value of each record, right? How to create text for record? Right click on each one, create text. Go to attribute, general attributes. Now what is the first value we need to display? Sales order number, right? Now here we need to display text or value, right? Actual value. How to display the value? Here we need to display dynamic value of each record. Go to the text editor and what is the work area name we have taken for sales order data? ls underscore sales, right? We defined one work area, ls underscore sales hyphen. What is the field name? For VBLN, right? That's it. Go back, and like that create these dynamic values for each cell. We finished the header. We created this header text. For to display the values, we are creating in the main area. This is main area. First column is completed. Go to the second column. What is the second column? Sales order item, right? Right click here. Create text. If you feel like you are watching some Chinese movie, please let me know. I'll create one more example in the next class. Okay. ls underscore sales hyphen. What is the field name? POSNR. Like that, create these dynamic values for each columns. Create for third column. What is the third column we have? Material. Okay. Matter. Okay. Go to main area, go to third column, and create text. ls underscore sales hyphen Matner. It's not going to work here. Go to the text editor and paste it. Price is the fourth column. Go to text editor. NETWR. Go back. Create text for the fifth column, that is unit. What is the field name? WAERK. Okay, we have designed the header as well as the main area. Header is header text. Main area where the records will be populated, right? For that, what we did, first we right click on the main window and created the table. And in table, so in table tab, we click on the table. Maybe I'll reduce the width first because it's not accepting 16 cms, or I need to increase the window size. 333. I'll make it this one as also 3. 15. So in the table, I've defined the width of the table and provided the total number of size for each column in centimeters, right? And in data, I've provided the internal table which I am passing from the function module interface, and I've defined one local work area, and I am looping that internal table records into this work area, right? I have to add this internal table and the corresponding work area, and we have a lot of other options like calculations, output options, and conditions. You know what are conditions? We'll see that in the next sessions. And next, what is next? So next, design the header. Right click on the header and create table line, and select the table line which you have already designed in the first step, and create a text for each column. And similarly, create line type for sales order main area also, table main area also. And here you need to create dynamic text, dynamic values, which you need to dynamically populate from internal table to the table. Now my table design is completed. Click on save and activate the form. Global definitions field NETWR is unknown. Where is it? In global definitions there is an error. Go to global definitions. Might be here, currency and quantity fields. NETWR is unknown, or maybe we need to take like this: ls underscore sales hyphen. Reference field is also same. Check. Did I add any conditions accidentally? Table data conditions. I missed this by mistake. I've added this where condition. Remove this where condition. Check. These are all warnings. These are all warnings. You can ignore these warnings. These are all dynamic fields what we are displaying in the table. Has no defined values, but we have already created the values, dynamic values. Activate the form. They are just warnings. You can ignore them and activate the form. Your form is active. To test the form, what you need to do? Just execute the function module. Just provide some values here, some number, some name. And for tables, you need to provide the some data. Provide some data for testing. And if you want to add more lines to the table, this one, you can insert the new line. Okay, like this. You can insert more lines as per the requirement. If it is a importing parameter is type internal table. Okay, execute, print preview. So this is the header data, and this is logo, and this is your table transactions, correct? Price and quantity. So I think we need to reduce the width because it is almost populating here. I think we should reduce the width for price. And also border is also not displaying, right? With frame, go to the table. It is not displaying the borders also. Change it. Select this. Outer frame. If you want a outer frame, add outer frame. Shadings, I'll select black color only for better visibility. Go to the details. I'll reduce the width of this one value because it is almost populating in the next line. At the border, I'll make it 2 and I'll reduce total width to 14 and activate the form.
Start saving, sir.
I've activated it. Form is activated. Next, what is the next step? We'll call the smart form in the driver program to print it. To print the smart form, what we need? We need a driver program, right? Create a driver program, go to SC38. Sales form. So what is the input for this program? What is our requirement? Printing customer wise data, right? Customer wise sales order data, right? So customer number is the input for our program. You might have other inputs also. For now, we will take a customer number. Type of the program is executable. Save it in the package and use the second transport request which we created for development objects. Save that driver program is also in the same transport request. So we have created two different transport requests. One is for data dictionary objects, another is for development objects, right? Forms and programs. Now create, you can design the selection screen, begin of block v1 with frame. You can also add title. Now define a parameter. What is the type of Kunar? Oh, I think, yeah. What is the type of Kunar? Don't remember. KUNV or something. /OS11. KUNAG. Now I have my input. So depends on this input, I have to select the data. You can validate the inputs using at selection screen, start of selection. So what is the next step? Tell me. When let's assume you are creating this program in the project. What is the next step? What is the next step in creating the
to
program?
call,
Sorry,
to call the function.
directly you are going to call the function module. I'm creating a program. So I've created the selection screen. What is the next step? Are you directly going to call the SmartForm function module? Check, is there any default values to be populated in the selection screen? Check your functional specification document. Did they mention anything about that? Do they want to display any customer by default? If they wanted to display any customer by default, populate something in initialization or in default. What is the next step? You have to apply the validation, right? Check, is this customer number is a valid customer number or not. You need to validate that in net selection screen event, right? That is the next step. What is the next step? For that validation, how you are going to do? What is the important thing I've told you when you are creating the program?
Call transaction.
Call transaction. Why we need to use call transaction here?
Use function modules or class methods.
Yes, modularize it. Create a helper class, create a class,
Yes, yes, sir.
and add your all validations and business logic to class method, right? Now if you create a class, there will be two methods. One is for validating the customer number and selecting the business logic. What are the inputs for each method? For validating the customer number, what is the input? Customer number is enough, right? And to select the sales data, when you are creating one more method to select the sales data, what would be the input for that method? Only customer number, because we are selecting all the sales data by customer number only, right? Customer number is the only input required for that method. And what will be the output? The sales data, the combined sales data from different tables in an internal table format, correct? That is the output. So I'm not creating that helper class methods for this example, but when you are practicing, you have to create the program, driver program, with the help of class methods. I should not see any business logics or validations inside the program. Everything should be in class methods. Okay, clear? Now select the data. What we need to select? For each customer, we need to select the sales order data and corresponding material number, right? Now write the select statement. How many tables involved here? VBAK, VBAP, and MAKT. Sorry, I think only VBAK and VBAP. We are not taking material text, right? So VBAK and VBAP. How to write select statement? Select VBAK, VBELN, comma, VBAK, Hostner, and VBAP. Is this correct? Tell me if I am wrong. Are you guys observing the select statement?
Yes, sir. No.
What is the unit of measurement? WAERK. From, is this correct? POSNR, is it in VBAK or VBAP? VBAP. VBAK, inner join. Why am I taking inner join? Because both records are mandatory. Both VBAK and VBAP, both records are mandatory to display the sales order transaction codes. So, sorry, sales order transactions, right? That's why I'm taking inner join. If VBAP data is optional, what is the suitable join here?
Left.
outer join. Inner join VBAP. What is the join condition? On. What is the join condition? Tell me.
VBA tilde operator Veblen is equal to VBA tilde operator Veblen.
What is it? VBAK.
Tilde operator Veblen is equal to VBAP tilde operator Veblen.
That's it. Into table data IT underscore. What is this? IT underscore. Maybe we'll take sales. Where? What is the condition? Where condition? Kunar equal to, right? We are selecting all the sales order data by customer for each customer, right? Then call the smart form here. We have the data and pass the, what is the other data we need to pass to the smart form? Go to form interface, import. What is the other data we need to pass? One importing parameter is sales order internal table, sales data internal table. What is the other data we need to pass? Customer data, right? Customer master data. For that we need to write one more select statement. What is the reference type of this KNA1? Type KNA1, right? Copy this importing parameter and define one internal table here. Why I'm defining this internal table externally? Why I'm not using inline declaration for this? Because when you are passing it to the importing parameters of the function modules, right? If you use inline declarations, they may not work properly for function modules, not for class methods. For class methods, they'll work fine, but here in the smart forms, we are using internal table, right? Sorry, function modules, right? I'll create one separate internal table for sales data also. What is the type of this internal table? Sales data internal table, the structure, whatever we are using here. Yeah, here we are using type table type. Instead of that, since we are using type standard table of use structure name. And so instead of creating a inline declaration, use internal table which we defined. Okay, because inline declarations may not work properly with function modules when you pass it to the function module importing parameters. That's why I'm defining this explicitly. Now what is the next step? I have the data. Now what is the next data I need? KNA1 data, right? Select. Tell me the select statement to select the customer master data. What is the reference I have taken? The complete table reference, KNA1. Now what is the select statement here? Select single star from, because I'm selecting only one customer. Our input is also only one customer, from KNA1 into WA underscore KNA1, where Kunar equal to not IT. This is work area, WA KNA1. Okay. Now I have my data. What is the next step? Call the smart form.
Sir, after select single తర్వాత KNA1.
After select single star from.
Names.
Oh,
KNA.
yes. KNA1. So depends on the requirement, right? You need to do data selections on multiple tables. Here we need to select sales order data and customer master data. We have two importing parameters. That's why we selected two different tables, right? We have implemented two different select statements. Now call your SmartForm function module. How to call the SmartForm function module? First, execute the SmartForm and you can get the function module name and call the function module directly. First, don't use SSF, okay? First, call your function module. Let's remove this. Enable whatever required. What we need to pass for a KNA1? AA KNA1, customer master data, and for this IT sales. This is the internal table what we created. Remaining are optional. Enable the exceptions. Now, what is the next step? What is the next step? Before this function module, after passing all the required parameters, what is the next step?
Call SSF function
Call
module.
SSF function module. So I'll enable this variable. What is the input for this?
Form name.
Smart form name.
That's the name.
Output function module that is generated for this smart form. Define one variable for that by checking the exporting parameters of this function module. The type is this. Pass the variable here. Now it will return function module name to this variable. Now if is not initial, then call the actual function module. Instead of function module name, provide the variable name here. Okay, clear? Check. We need use escape. Check. Internal table cannot be used as work area. What is the error? Tell me.
When like types.
Here we are using type standard
Type
table.
standard. Type we need.
Type.
Type.
So no syntax errors. So now I'll keep a breakpoint here. Now the task is we need to find some test data. Where can I find that? Go to VBAK and find a customer with sales order numbers. For that, I'll check the data in the table to test this. Kunar, it seems this customer have more data, 94111. I'll take this or 1000, this 10,000 or 1 lakh. Copy this customer. In VBAK, we have data for this customer number. So execute the program. Execute. sub r equal to 0, so it is selected data into this internal table, 133 records. Selected the customer master data, that is customer number, customer name and everything. Now calling the SSF function module, we are passing form name. Initially this variable is empty, then it should return the function module generated. So this is the generated function module name. So these are all, see, these will generate dynamically when you activated the form, right? The system will assign this name. Now if it is not initial, execute the SmartForm function module. LP01 print preview. Right? So this is the data which is printed in the form. Clear? Page 1 of 7. How many pages generated? 7 pages. Right? With all the details, because we have 133 records, right? It generated 7 pages. Let's try print it. Where can you check the spool? Print output. I'm selecting print here. Where can you check the print request? Print output. SP01. That is the transaction code for spool. Execute. So this is the print output, but it is displaying in only one page. Go to the form. Why the next page is not displaying? Go to the page. Next page is also page 1. Also these borders also not displaying properly in the proper table format. That option should be here. Display framed patterns. Click on display framed patterns and I'll select this and activate. Now test the form again for the same. Print preview. Now it is displaying framed patterns, right? Now it is displaying in the frames, right? Actually we should be able to see that option here, but in this theme, to go to the next page, it is not displaying that option. Go to page, you can go to 6th page, right? It will navigate to the further pages, page 1 2 3 4 7. How many pages it is generated? It is generated 7 pages, right? With all the records, 133 records, create sales order records created for this customer 1000. This is customer name. Like that you can print the address here, add address window and add the address number and everything. Okay, clear? To navigate to the next page in the print output, go to pages. Is it clear? This is how we display the tabular format output, right? So we have one interview question here. The steps to create the table, that one, and the other interview question is the difference between table and template. Here if you right click on the window, you can see create table and template. Table and template both will display the data in tabular format. But what is the main difference between both? Table will expand automatically, right? Depends on the width. But template cannot expand, that is static, right? Clear?